everybody, and welcome to our channel. Today is the first official video on this channel, and today we'll be doing a tattoo tour from my tattoos from my very first one in October 2016 to May 2018. I have 15 tattoos, 13 are on my arm, 1 is on my leg, and 1 is on my foot. I'll be going from bottom to the top of my arm, showing off all of my tattoos, getting down to the bottom ones, and let's go. The first tattoo we're going to talk about today is my rose mandala tattoo that I have on the top of my arm. And this one was done December 2017, and then I got it shaded in January 2018, so it's my last and first tattoo these last 2 years. And I waited to get the shading just to make sure that the lines were okay, and I was trusting my tattoo artist to make something up for me. I brought him a reference and he sketched it out for me, made it his own. There's some slight details that differ from most tattoos that look like this, and I've always wanted a mandala on this part of my arm, kind of going on my hands, but it's a little different than what I was expecting to go for. But I really love this tattoo. It didn't even take that long, and it's shaded really beautifully. I love everything about it. The next tattoo I'm going to talk about is my first and currently only color tattoo. This Friday the 13th tattoo came off a tattoo artist flash sheet, and he was new at the time, so this is one of like his first designs, and it was in full color. And I decided that because my arm is black and gray, it could use a pop of color, so I didn't want to alter his design in any way. And it's nice in the surrounding area of my arm. I like how black the heart is, and I really actually like the yellow in it, as much as you can't tell that it's there. It's still a tattoo I remember fondly because I still get tattooed by this artist to this day, and his work just gets better. So that was my first Friday the 13th tattoo done by him. The next tattoo we're going to talk about is my set of hibiscus flowers that sits in the top of my arm right here, and nothing too exciting about it. It was a Friday the 13th tattoo by the same artist that's done all of these on the top of my arm, and they fit the space really nicely. It fits in between this tattoo, gives this tattoo some space down here, and also does a good job of this space right here. So he fit it to where it would look nice, and that was a real problem area for me, so I got that tattoo in place of it. And so that's basically all there is to it. It didn't take that long, and I actually got two tattoos in the same day. Next we'll be moving on to the inside of my arm, where I have my wrist tattoo. It is a sunflower, and here in the corner we have an 07. This is a matching tattoo with my best friend, and we've been best friends since 2007. So we got this tattoo in the same place on our wrists, and this one took about 45 minutes, and it's one of my most painful tattoos because it's so small and it's so close and it's so heavily dark that it was really rough to get. I let her go first just to see her face, and then I went, and then it wasn't funny anymore. But I really love this tattoo still, because every time I look at it, it reminds me of my best friend and the relationship we've had for over a decade now. Next tattoo is another Friday the 13th tattoo that I got early 2017, and it's these 4 nails right here, and it's supposed to be 13, and I still really love this tattoo. I love the way that it's shaded. I like where it is placement wise. If I knew any better, this was like one of my really early tattoos, like 3-4 tattoos in, so I really wasn't worried about placement until recently. So I wish that it was a little closer, but one of the nails, this nail right here, goes directly into my sunflower, and I actually got all of these in the same tattoo shop, and unfortunately he no longer works there, but I really love this tattoo. My boyfriend and almost everyone around me keeps saying it's an Undertaker tattoo. It's not.
It is.
It's not. So the next tattoo we're gonna talk about is my very first tattoo that I got for Halloween 2016. It was off a Halloween flash sheet, also done by the artist that did my nails tattoo. And it's just a planchette. Most people think it's a heart. It's not. It's a planchette with an eye in it, and there's some slightly white details. I don't know how white ink affects my skin too well, but you can still see the attention to detail in the eye and the eyebrow. And being my first tattoo, I was really scared that I wasn't healing it properly. So I kept getting scared every time, like I would ask, like, does this look right? Does this healing process look right? But in the end, it turned out really amazing. It's one of my favorite placements on my arm, and it's still one of my favorite tattoos. And the memory of me going to my first tattoo shop, deciding about an hour before that I was gonna get the tattoo before the tattoo place closed. This one was still available, and I chose to get it in black and gray, and that's what started the whole theme of my arm. And that's all there is to say about it. Next, we'll be focusing on this part of my arm, and the first tattoo there is on my wrist right here. It's just line work for my sign. I'm a Sagittarius, so I decided instead of getting an arrow or something like that, that I would just get the constellation, and I love how it fits onto my wrist and onto my arm. I got this done in Myrtle Beach, my first vacation there, and I got that in, I think, March 2017, so one of my earlier ones. It's just some line work that goes into the bottom of my arm, and it has a nice placement, and everybody always asks me what it is. Clearly a constellation, but you know, yeah, I still really, really love this tattoo. I love where it is, and that's all there is about that one. Next tattoo we have is this love letter tattoo by the same artist that's done the ones on the top of my arm. I've been going to him a lot recently, and I really, really, really love these set of flowers and a letter. I really wanted a letter tattoo, but I really wasn't sure where it was gonna go. But this was actually on a Valentine's Day flash sheet that he decided to do for us, and everybody got one, so once you had a design, nobody else could have it. So that's what I also really love about this tattoo, is that it's unique to him. His name is Logan. He works at Blue Horseshoe Tattoo in Portsmouth. I always recommend him when anybody comes to Virginia, or if anybody lives here and just wants a tattoo artist, because he's so good at what he does. I get a lot of compliments on this one as well. It's so nicely done. I love the placement right here in the bone of my arm. Basically, it's in like such a great spot. This is one of my favorite tattoos. I say that after every tattoo because they're almost all my favorites. But I especially love this one. I love the roses in this one. I love the letter. I love the way that it caps at the bottom. This is just overall one of my favorite tattoos to date. But for now, like, this is basically a hot spot on my arm, and this is one of the centerpieces that I really love so much. The next tattoo I have is this skeleton holding a rose tattoo that kind of like bends around my arm and fits perfectly in this spot. I got this done in Myrtle Beach for spring break, same place that I got this one, but by a different artist. And he took a reference that I gave him and made it his. It's not as dark as my other tattoos, but that doesn't really bother me because I like that my skin mostly shows through the bone and through the rose. So I really love this tattoo. It's a part of my theme where it's kind of like life and flowers and death and kind of scary things. So it fits. Not much else to say about it. The next tattoo that fits right in here is a tattoo machine. Long story short, I got this Friday the 13th, the same day that I got this tattoo. And I looked at Rin sheet that he has that with him all the time. And I got all these done in the same place. And I just really liked how cute this tattoo machine was, and it was the perfect size, and he fit it like right in the spot here between the love letter and the skeleton hands, and it's really cute. And it has the number 13 in it that's like around this area, and it fit really nice in the spot. And I really liked spending the extra money for it because I didn't know what could go there, because I knew I was getting my elbow tattooed pretty soon after that. So that's basically all that is for that tattoo. And the next one is this lovely piece right here. This is my elbow peony tattoo, and it forms all the way around back to the front and a little on the top half. And this one, I know I really wanted my elbow done for a pretty long time, but didn't know what I wanted to be there. So I really love peonies. They look really good. My artist actually did peonies before, and I thought they were really interesting. So I thought, why not do one really big one on my elbow? This one hurt so badly, especially in this area on the top. Most of the areas were fine, but mostly I had myself like tightly holding my boyfriend's hand because it hurt like pretty bad, but most of the spots are all right. It's swelled up. It's swelled up very sizably, but now that it's healed and my elbow is down, it looks really good. Now the next tattoo is this Halloween flash tattoo. I got this off of Logan's sheet, and it was done by Ren that also works there and has done a lot of work on my arm as well. So it was his design, and then he just tattooed it for me because he was busy. And it's basically just a bat around some tree leaves and whatnot in a circle. I could have got it in color, but I really didn't want it in color. It's supposed to be a moon, but I didn't want it to look like one, and we weren't gonna use white. So I just decided to like leave it like this, and I like that it's black. And I really love the subtle shading in the tree part. And there's this little thing that's right here that was a part of another tattoo that he actually like drew on accident, but Logan actually liked it like that, so we left it in and I agreed with it. And coming to the last tattoo on my arm, it is a set of dogwood flowers for the state I live in, Virginia. And I got this in January 2017, so this was like my 4th tattoo. And this was done by an artist at a different shop. His name is Sean. He works at Virginia Beach Ink. I also always recommend him if people come here when he's there, because he's almost always there. And basically I paid a down payment. This was one of my appointment tattoos. I've only ever had this one as an appointment tattoo, so I paid a fee, and then I paid $250 for the rest of it. So it was $300 in total for these 4 flowers, and I still love this one. I wish you could see it in the shirts that I wear. but you can't. But it doesn't go that far up my arm. And so that's basically it on this tattoo. The top part of my arm was supposed to be Virginia inspired. So I got the dogwood flowers as our flower and our tree. But then when the rest of them came, it didn't fit the top part of my arm theme anymore. So it turned into flowers. And I love it. It's one of my first ones, and it's, I guess, one of my more like professional ones, and one of the ones you don't see when I wear shirts. So whenever I can show this off, I really love it. And that's all the tattoos that are on my arm. And my last two tattoos are on my ankle, and there's one on my foot. Pants of socks. Now this tattoo I have is a pretty simple one. I went to Sean. This was my second tattoo that and my last tattoo of 2016, and I got it for my birthday. I decided to randomly get a tattoo that day, and Sean was in, and I really wanted a Buffy the Vampire Slayer themed tattoo, but I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't know where I wanted it. But then I remembered Mr. Pointy from season 2. And it's the one that Kendra gives Buffy, if anybody knows anything about that. And I just gave him the reference photo, and I really still love this tattoo. This was my first tattoo with the experiment of white in it. It's not really showing that well, but it healed well. So maybe my leg just didn't want the white ink in there. So it basically just looks black and gray. And this is my last tattoo I'm going to talk about today. It's a simple sun tattoo because I'm a fire sign, a Sagittarius, so I decided to get a sun, and I decided to get it on my foot. This was my first, I guess, painful spot. That's really a no-no for tattoos. But I decided to make a challenge out of it. And it only took about 45 minutes, maybe not even that, maybe like 20, 25, because it's just simple lines. And I got it as a present to myself for finishing my first semester of university. So that's basically all for that tattoo right there. And that will be all for my tattoo tour video. Future tattoo plans, not sure yet. I have 2 plans, but not really planned on when they'll be done. Possibly towards the end of the summer and then into the fall, or what I call tattoo season, which is my season where I flourish. And this is the end of the video. Like, subscribe, and comment. Comment down below any video ideas that you guys might have that we can do. And all of our social media accounts are going to be in the description below. Follow us on Twitter, and we're working on getting a Facebook and all kind of stuff like that. And this has been the Yellow Slide. Thanks for watching.